Hello, welcome to the Instant Match Reaction Across the Park podcast. South Ian Mills with the founder of the podcast, Neil. Not the best results, not the best game. We just watched, in my opinion, a very, very scary afternoon at Goodison Park. A lot of people say don't watch other teams' results. Worry about your own. Both have not gone for this today. Everton have not turned up at all. Bournemouth have won. Wolves have won.
Southampton got beat, thankfully.
It's just it's a bad afternoon, isn't it? It's a bad afternoon.
It was, yeah. And I've been the one to say very positive during the whole season. Well, tried to be positive during the whole season. I did find myself today watching other results, which is quite frustrating. But I wouldn't even say it was a game of 2 hours. We actually performed better in the last 20 minutes.
We had 10 minutes either half.
Yeah, 20 minutes of the first half, and then the second half. Did we even have a shot on target in the second half?
God knows. No idea.
Awful.
I think a lot of things went wrong, really. I think the selection, when I seen the selection, me and you had a quick bite before the game.
Yeah.
And we seen no Onana, no Dominic Calvert-Lewin, seen
Maupay up top.
Neil Maupay, which, you know, this is an instant match reaction, so I'll probably be a bit more raw. I've got no time at all for that. Whoever brought that player to our football club not only needs to be excluded from the football club, excluded from football in general, because they haven't got a clue. That player offers nothing. What I will say in a sort of semi-defence to him is those tactics in the first half of long ball to Damari Gray, long ball to Neil Maupay. The tactics were so wrong, and it wasn't until he changed it that we got a bit better with 5 in the middle.
I think, and I'm not defending Maupay in any way, and I'll admit, yeah, he's a part of shite, and he shouldn't be wearing that shirt, to be fair. Only Dave, out of our mates, likes Maupay. But I think the reason why it was that Pickford and the centre half was going direct to Maupay, direct to Gray, was because we haven't got the centre, like the too large.
We haven't got a good team.
No, we haven't. No, I mean, we're missing Decore and we're missing Onana. If we had those in the centre, I don't reckon we would have wanted it.
If Decore plays as that false 10, which he's been doing 2 jobs when he's done it, he's been helping defensively, he's been winning duels up front. But I don't think we've got a good team, and I think we've had the new manager bounce. We've had that bounce that's got us the Arsenal results, and it got us 2 results at home to Leeds and Brentford. We took points off Nottingham Forest away, who would have fancied beating us. But today, I put a tweet out on our Across the Park podcast saying, I don't want to go into the last week of the season where we play Wolves and we play Bournemouth. I don't want to go into that needing to win both, needing to win one.
No. And
these are the games that Everton have to go and win, and they're just simply not good enough.
No, we were saying that in our, like, you were in a different stand today than me, and obviously the few were saying that, like, it just didn't feel like ourselves at all. It was like there was a whole, I don't know what the word is, like, order around the ground. There was nothing there. It was flat. That was probably a better word. Like, there was nothing there whatsoever. Like, does
it feel different to you? Because I'll start by saying last season, I think the fans were with it, and the fans were in the ground, and the fans were sort of trying to get Everton over the line. I'm one of the fans in the ground today, so I'm as much to blame as what I'm about to say. For the fans aren't with it. The fans aren't with it this season.
I'll agree with no.
They're not. I'll go and record the fans aren't with it.
I think there's more people involved in the. We've had this debate in our WhatsApp group obviously offline, but there's more people involved in the whole protesting and whatever. It feels like at times than in the ground and back in the team, which I do understand, because I will never protest, and we've had this. I will never ever protest. I understand why some of the fans are doing what they are doing, but I sort of wish that the fans that would be protesting are, and I'm the same as you, Mills. I was not very vocal today in today's game, but those fans were not also vocal. That the protest.
It's a collective. It's everyone on the ground.
Exactly that, lad. Exactly that.
I don't think I'm saying the fans, and I'm a massive part of the fans, but everything feels different now. It feels like last season there was a moment, a switch. Maybe the Chelsea game where we won 1-0, and I think everyone sort of galvanised. When me and Pricey went to the Brentford game, and then me and Pricey clapping them off despite getting beat 3-2, and the atmosphere was great, and the fans were with them, they clapped them off. The Palace game speaks for itself. Don't feel it. It feels different, and it's worrying for me now. It feels different.
Yeah, it's one of them. Like, obviously we've just got to open now. We've got City are playing Leicester now, I think now, and Leeds got Liverpool, and United have got Forest. We've got to open those 3, the bigger teams beat those teams, which is not what we want. We've got to go into, say this again, dust ourselves off and go again. We try not to worry about what happens around us. We've got to just, what happened today, happened today. Hopefully Onana's back next week. and we can beat Palace. We can give them a game. But if it's the same team that turned up today, turns up against Palace next week.
There's a couple of big games left at Goodison. I think Newcastle on a Thursday night is massive. I think Bournemouth, last game of the season, is going to be.
Our last two games.
We've got Man City as well. I don't know.
That's an 3 points.
I'll sort of write that one.
No one ever like.
There's now a gap for as long as I can remember.
Bottom 5, isn't it now?
There's now a bottom 5. There was a bottom 8. There's now a bottom 5. Yeah. We're the wrong side of that gap. Going into Palace, we've got Leicester away to play. There's still enough. I think there's still enough for Everton to get out of it. But we're on the wrong side of the gap. The gap has now formed. Let's just be straight. Are you worried?
See, that's a question that I don't really like to answer. But I'm worried.
I'll give you mine. I'm worried. I am worried.
Yeah, I know you've been worried since game 4, but that's different. To be fair, like, you have been worried since game 4. I'm worried. We said it in our group. Like, I'll be worried if we didn't get something out towards the end of March. I think we ended up getting rid of Lampard, and we got a few decent results. Ask me next week.
There's still enough life.
There's still enough. At the end of the day, you've got your Newcastle. You've got your Newcastle, which they can go either way. You've seen today. City, yeah, you can write that off. But there are a few teams there that we can get a result. We do seem to turn up against the bigger teams, which is fucking frustrating as anything. But you could see us getting it's mad, like a 1-1 draw against City for some stupid reason.
Do you promise?
I can't promise those things, Mills. I can't promise. I can promise that I will be bald at the end of the season, and that's not going to change. But I don't know. I think there's enough. I think I'm more concerned than I was before today's game. I'll admit that totally. After seeing that performance today, absolutely shite. Dwight McNeil was our best player, and to be fair, we know how much you'd rate Dwight McNeil. Getting photos before the game with him, which is like nice to see. But we were awful. Godfrey, shocking today, shocking.
Second time.
A lot of the players were awful today. But you know what? Got to go again next week. Yeah.
I'll end it with I think the new manager bounce. I'll go on the channel and I'll say I think it's gone now. I think we had that bounce. I think we got 3 home wins, and again we had a result that for us. I think the new manager bounce has gone. I'm really worried now. I think the real Everton showed up today. I think I turned up hoping that Everton would win the game and Everton would put a little bit of distance between at least the other bottom 4. We haven't. Other teams around us will look at this game. Leicester will be like that now. We've got Everton. Palace, we've got Everton. Bournemouth, we've got Everton. Wolves, we've got Everton. That's not where we need to be. No. And this group of players is really, really poor. The bounce has gone for me. I hope I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong, lads.
No, you're not wrong. You're 100% accurate. You are 100% accurate. You can see by the fans today. You can see by the fans towards the end of the game. Like, Liverpool fans, our friend Paul's video, like, the fans at the end showed the players what they felt, what that performance meant to those fans. They got absolutely terrorised at the end of that game. And to be fair, rightfully so. Right? They were awful today. Awful.
Yeah. Look, it's on a manager now to galvanise this group of, and again, it's a group of poor players for me, and it's on the manager to earn his money now. The manager talks about the hard yards. The manager has to somehow make these players, for the remaining 7, 8, 9 games, put the hard yards in and get this football club over the line, because today was scary. I'll end it by saying today was really, really scary. It might have been an eye-opener for some, me included. I've been doing shows saying Everton will be okay. And yeah, it feels scary today. It feels different. Thanks for watching the Instant Match Reaction. We are not at Goodison Park. We've been to Goodison Park. We've had to shoot straight over to a party of one of our good mates who's came back from a world tour. I think Judgy's on one of his world tours at the moment. So big man Neil has tagged in. Despite us having a bit of humour, we are feeling as hurt as anyone watching this. Really, really worried by the football club predicament. The football team have not played well today, and it's put us in a situation where we're banging it. And make no mistake about it, I've said on this podcast before, this is the run. There's no point in saying what's coming. We're in the run now, and we've dropped points in the run. It's worrying. Left. Thanks for watching the Instant Match Reaction. Judgy will be back this week. I will not be on the show this week. Judgy's going to tag somebody else in, so I hope you watch that. Please like, share, and subscribe. And thanks for watching this episode of Across the Park podcast.